breaking story. So a school teacher threatened to basically cut the head off of one of his students because the student said something about a flag. Put it up full mass here. Hell of a thing. This happened in Georgia. Benjamin Reese, a 7th grade social science teacher at Warner Robins Middle School, is accused of threatening to behead a student after she made a comment about his Israeli flag. According to the incident, the report says at around 3:30 p.m., we're talking about the end of the school day, December 7th, a deputy was on duty when he was informed Reese threatened a child's life. It happened in the 7th grade technical hallway when the students were on their way back to their 8th grade hallway. The report says a student wanted to talk to Reese about the Israeli flag in his classroom and told him that she found it offensive. This is a child. Reese asked her if it had anything to do with Judaism. She wanted to know why it was hanging there. And Reese told the student he was Jewish and had family members who still lived in Israel. It's a great opportunity to provide education, right? Historical context, etc. The student says she found the flag offensive due to Israelis killing Palestinians. Once again, this is a student opening the door for education. Reese then told the student she was being anti-Semitic, okay? Which the student likely had absolutely no context for, did not understand. After that, multiple witnesses independently said they heard Reese say he would kick her effing A-word, slit her GD throat, and drag her A-word outside and then cut her head off. A faculty member says she heard Reese say, "You don't make an anti-Semitic comment like that to a Jew." The witness says the student responded negatively to Reese, but was not yelling. The witness says the students left the classroom, but Reese followed them down the hallway. The same witness says Reese was later seen returning to his classroom, cursing extremely loud. Now, it's actually against the law to use profanity in front of children in the state of Georgia. It's an arrestable offense, believe it or not. The same witness says Reese was later seen returning to his classroom, cursing. The witness says he was yelling that he, quote, should not be spoken to like that because he is a Jew. He went on saying, "I would drag her in the parking lot, slit her effing throat, and kill her," end quote. A deputy at the school interviewed multiple witnesses, and they said they heard Reese make similar statements. They included other teachers. It included staff members. It included students who were in class for tutoring. Some were in school because they were there for after-school detention. The irony of that, they are on punishment watching this guy act this way, who's a school teacher. Reese was arrested on December 8th. A judge set Reese's bond at $2,500 for the terroristic threat charge and $5,000 for the charge of cruelty to children. Reese has bonded out. What is this? What is this? As a school teacher, you are called to be professional under all circumstances. These are words. If the young person has some level of misunderstanding, you're a school teacher. You know, inquiry is one of the most beautiful opportunities for education. But instead, you gave that child and the children around you another type of education. One that harms, doesn't help. To threaten to eliminate the life of a child because you disagree with their position, because you may not like how they presented a particular point of view, shows me that, sir, you should not have been in that classroom in the first place. I have no idea What made you think it was okay to threaten children as you are alleged to have done? I am glad that nobody was hurt, at least physically. But believe me, you created some psychological trauma that may not be realized until later in life. Jordan, thoughts here?
I mean, beyond the obvious points about this person not belonging anywhere near a classroom and not being fit to educate young people, I mean, think about how people relate to war and what it does to them. That someone pointing out that this government, not Jewish people, this government is responsible for the deaths of tens of thousands of people already because of how they responded to October 7th. That elicited, first of all, accusations of anti-Semitism. No, criticizing the Israeli government is not inherently anti-Semitic.
Right.
And that it responded with such violent threats shows how unhealthy people's relationship and understanding of war is. That it elicits that sort of violence really shows how there's a cycle of violence around war. And people take on this kind of noble quest of valor and bravery and courage, that they didn't participate in, they didn't earn, they didn't do anything to warrant. Just by being a bystander and picking their side, they're trying to adopt all of these virtues that people project onto war, when in reality, when you really get down into it with somebody who has seen it, who's been up close, who's been in it, or has covered it on the ground, they will tell you it is the absolute worst aspects of humanity all rolled up into one.
Yeah.
From the smell to the horror, the trauma, the violence. None of it is noble. None of it is great. We get this pristine, sanitized image of war in our media, and people see it as something brave and valorous. But in reality, it is traumatizing. It is awful. And people relate to it only through media. They've been heavily propagandized, and unfortunately, it results in people overreacting in some aspects, trying to justify further war and total disregard for the victims. And then weird things like this. It's just a deeply evil rot in our society.
Yeah. And listen, there's absolutely no ambiguity about any witness. Everybody says this is what this man did, and he did it multiple times, and he did it against children.